We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Hello, YouTube and fellow Bitcoin enthusiasts, and welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin. So, the hard day of yesterday is over. Um, we went down, um, had a few bumps on the way as nothing goes straight down. So, here we just had a tiny little bounce. It fell all the way down here and then went straight back up um, and created a new lower high here. And then we fell down, bouncing a little bit on the way. And then we hit this line, which is the average um, line from the breakout of all the way back to the 23K upwards going trend. I think it even goes back further, all the way down to the 20. Yeah, it does. Because we were in this sort of broadening wedge, which is a bearish pattern, and then we broke it to the downside. Um, and we also had the same situation here. So let's we can just draw that up as well so you see it. So we had sort of this situation with this closing wedge which broke to the downside, and you can also say that we had a sort of a broadening wedge here. But that is old history. Because this is sort of a bearish pattern, especially when you break it to the downside. I think most people were just expecting us to sort of consolidate here. There weren't too many people warning about this, um, but anyway, we faced support here, as we said, and we broke that to the downside. And then the next support was kind of strong support, so expected this to hold for at least one test. It didn't. We went down, paused that, went up, and then this became resistance. Didn't manage to break the resistance, so we went down, quite far down, and we tested this support here. So now we bounced from that support there up here. So if we zoom in now, we did first create this high. We went down, tested the line almost again from the average 20 upwards going trend. And then we created a new high. And then now we seem to go back into this large broadening wedge that we were in already here. And you see we didn't manage to break this wedge to the upside, and therefore it went down. But this is a good thing, because we had a huge run up here. I think that was only 30% or something. Let's measure it. Not only, but sorry, wrong word. 35%, yeah. So we can't just shoot straight to the roof. We need to go down and kind of test these limits, test this support level and the breakout of previous support. So if we were just to continue upwards, like to 50,000, the fall becomes so much greater when we have to go down and test support. Because if we're just going up, then the risk at some point becomes so high that no one's willing to take it. And we have to go down to test support. And if there is no support, then the drop is going to be so much steeper. So we might have to go down and test. At least I think we're going to go down and retest this within the next coming days. And we're probably going up here as well to test the upper limits resistance here at some point. But if we will go down to retest this support here, because we can create a line, vertical line here at this support level. Let's make it another color. Let's make it red here, and to retest this level. And we might also go down and retest. I think at least we're gonna at some point have to go down and retest these limits here, unless we manage to sort of build stable support up at another level, maybe at the 30k level for some time. But then we need quite a lot confirmation of the 30,000. That's here, not up here. But maybe we will form new resistance up here. That would be okay as well, as long as we don't shoot off to the roof and start making some resistance either down here, or we go down and test levels here. People are also talking about having to come down here at some point to retest this. I don't think we need to go all the way down here, because here we have a month. I think it's a month of support from 20th November all the way to 20th December almost, yeah, or 16th of December. That's when we had this huge breakup to the upside. That was a good day. So I don't believe this. I don't believe we have to go down and test this here before we enter a long-term bearish scenario, which is going to be not for some time. For the people who watched my video yesterday with my price model, I recommend everyone who didn't see it to go back and watch it. It's called Major Bitcoin Dump, Not Worried. That's what is called. So right now in the immediately short term, I don't see any good trading patterns on the hourly time frame, other than sort of make a trend line here. I see we already broke that pretty much to the downside, because it's there isn't any patterns. We're just kind of waiting for the new low to solidify and to test these, maybe go down and test this 30k again, test this line maybe, because we do kind of test it here. So maybe that will be something we will do. Now we do have a higher high here, so that's probably going to be tested first. So this is just tiny movement. Well, it's not that tiny, but compared to these things happening right here now is not huge. So I mean, we have how many percent is this in an hour? 7% hour. It's crazy. Bitcoin's crazy. But I did watch some videos today, and people like Tone Ways, they are bullish. They bought the dip down here at 30k. So that's telling me that the sentiment is kind of bullish. Let's see what Bitcoin dominance is doing. Let's have the Bitcoin dominance up to see if it's sort of alt season. Yeah, it seems to be going up a little bit and down and then kind of steady. So not huge movements here. It seems very steady to me, sort of following this yellow line. And let's see if we have the funding rate. So not too much to say today, rather than it might be a good day to take it a bit slow and wait for new patterns to emerge. And we will be back tomorrow and see if there are some better trade opportunities then. But I believe it is good to show caution at at the time being, and if you're gonna buy support, I would suggest to buy support maybe not at the first, at the second. I mean, if you were going to buy support here, then you should already have done some. So maybe not to buy on the second test of the support. Then I would rather set a buy order further down. You might not get it, but I try not to, in a steep downtrend, I don't try to catch the second test of the support, because I think you have a higher chance of breaking to the downside on the second test rather than the first test. Because as you see, when we go and break the support level, there is very often a bounce on the support level. So if I had set my, say I would have set my buy all the way down here, um, then I do get the chance to follow it all the way back up. And then if we get here and I start to be bearish, then I can sell again, and I still made money from my trade. So this is why I always try to recommend to not buy on the confirmation of the support, and because of this principle, this is often why we break to the downside on the confirmation of the support, because everyone is doing like what I'm doing, just setting the buy order at the support the first time and not the second time. So that would be so. I'm not telling people what to do. You do your own thing. But if I were to be interested to buy now, I would have to set it down here at this level. That's where I would place my order. Because all these other supports, they already been tested once. You could argue that you can set it here because we broke this support already when we went down here. So this would be it would have to break this support. So there might be a lot of orders here already. And I would not set them here, because if we break this, I think there is a large chance for breaking that as well. So that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with another update, and enjoy the day and enjoy Bitcoin on the rebound. Thank you for now.